When it comes to retirement planning, how do you know if you're getting the value from the fees that you are paying? Well, my next guest is here to break it all down for us. Joining me now is Charleston's retirement coach, Brandon Bowen. Brandon is the CEO and founder of Bowen Financial Group. He is also a popular radio show host right here in the Low Country. Brandon, always good to see you. Good morning to you.
Morning. Hey, before we get started, I want you to pass a message on to Tom.
Yes.
I saw him last week with that new haircut. I don't know if it's new, but man, it's long up top and tight on the sides. He's looking good.
Yes. You guys kind of have a similar look.
Yeah. Let him know I love it. He needs a convertible. He can ride, like that. So
looking good. I will 100% let him know.
Yes,
well, we're so glad to have you today because, we have all learned, obviously in life, nothing is free. So when this comes to retirement planning, how do we know what we're actually paying in fees? Because I feel like I don't even know. How do we know?
Yeah. And this is really hard to figure out. It's really hard because, and that's the value that we can bring here because you've got the visible fees and then you've got those hidden ones, right? The ones that you got to peek behind and underneath. And what we found is that the biggest offenders in high fees are 401ks, believe it or not, and variable annuities. So those are the two worst. Usually they average around 2 to 4% per year in fees. So we've got to understand what we're paying. That's the big thing.
All right. So how do we figure out, with that said, what is fair or what is reasonable?
What is fair? Well, I'll go ahead and say I charge my clients 1%. 1%. That's fair. Nobody is expecting it to be done for free, and especially if you've got a really good advisor. If you're winning, they're winning, everybody's happy. So so that's, I would say, fair. But the other thing is they need to be bringing value. Okay, they need to be doing better than you could do on your own. Okay, a quick example: I've got a client. She's retired, lives in West Ashley, and she loves to kayak. Okay. Down the Edisto. She's even gone down to Florida. She'll do these 50-mile trips.
Wow.
And she thinks this is enjoyable. Kayaking, that long. Well, if we were to do a race, okay, like a 10-mile race down the Edisto, she's going to kayak, and my version is floating on an inner tube, okay, with a cooler maybe. Put a cooler, and,
right.
And we take off. Well, she's going to beat me, okay? She's going to beat me, and I would finish because the current's going to take me there. Same thing in the market, right? If your advisor needs to beat just broad index funds, if you were to float in the market, we know that would produce that result based on your risk. So if you're going to pay a fee, then your advisor needs to be doing better than you could do on your own.
All right. That's very well said. Is there a way to lower your fees? Stay with the advisor, if you will, but then lower things?
Yeah, we definitely can lower that. You want to look at what you're holding. Again, those variable annuities, I don't like variable ones. But if you have high cost mutual funds, you might look at ETFs, exchange traded funds. Okay, there's ways to reduce that risk, definitely.
All right. We kind of also live in a DIY world. So can you DIY your retirement? Or my guess is that you probably would not recommend that when it comes to something so crucial and so important.
Yeah, I would recommend not DIY because we have to get this right. We can't mess it up. And you have no experience doing it, I would argue. You have experience investing your money for growth, taking risks. You got big ups, big downs, during that accumulation years of your working career. And so now in retirement, you've got to position this portfolio for defensive income, right? It's totally different. Okay. Another quick example. I just put a pool in here in my backyard, and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And I had the bright idea. It was like, hey, I'm going to save some money and do my own landscaping. Okay. Lay inside, all this kind of stuff. Well, I quickly learned that I don't have time for that, and I'm no good at it.
Right.
It's like, so I was trying to cut corners here, and I said, okay, all right, landscaping company, I see the value in what you're doing. Come on back out, my bad, right? And fix what I've done. So yeah, doing it yourself, unless you know what you're doing, maybe that's fine. But in retirement, we say you've got to most likely look at a professional.
Right. I think so many of us have been in that situation where we try something on our own and then have to call in the professional like you or the landscapers to come in.
And then you blame your spouse. You're like, no, it was
not my fault. My husband,
I wanted to go with you all the whole time.
You did it wrong the whole time. Hey, my last question. So when we're trying to analyze where we are right now and trying to, gauge things, how do we know if our advisor truly is bringing the value that we need?
Two ways. I would say, number one, do you know how much you're paying? Okay. Is it transparent? Is it clear? Do you know how much you're paying? And number two, are they providing a reasonable rate of return by reducing your volatility as well? And I hadn't mentioned that yet. So reducing volatility is very important. Let's say I've got two portfolios that you can choose from. One, both average 6%, okay, but one swings wildly up and down big time, but averaging 6%. Another one is nice and steady and smooth, averaging 6%. Which would you pick in retirement?
Right. That's a great way of putting it.
I was asking, so we would all pick, we'd all pick that the low volatility one.
I'm never going to go for the wild swings.
So they need to be reducing that volatility, and our portfolio and fee analysis can help answer all these questions.
All right. I mean, Brandon, you've helped all of us in just these few minutes. So imagine what you can do if someone wants to give you a call, have a conversation with you. And right now, for those of you at home watching, if you want to learn more about preparing for a retirement with confidence, Bowen Financial Group has a great offer for you. Right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $500,000 or greater, they are offering a complimentary fee analysis just for you. So this will allow Brandon and his team to schedule a phone call, video call, or future in-office meetings so they can speak with you personally and add up any inefficiencies with your current portfolio. They can provide you with a roadmap and discuss the best steps to get you ready for a successful retirement without hidden fees. Call or text the word fees to the number now. That's 843-285-6755. Again, that's 843-285-6755. Brandon, as always, great information. Good to see you, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.